table etiquette number 2. This one's about talking, and this is probably a really important one for a lot of players, more so than DMs. A little bit DMs, but more so players. So it's a problem I've seen very rarely, actually. In person, personally, my tables that I play at tend to be very good about not talking over each other, for the most part. I mean, sometimes you get excited and sometimes things happen, and that's when it is down to the DM to reel that back in. Basically, rule of thumb, don't talk over someone, talk when it's your scene, and listen. I mean, there is nothing ruder, in my opinion, than someone else role-playing out and one of the other players like stacking dice or playing on their phone like, oh, this isn't me, so I'm not involved. Now, to be fair, there are situations. For example, if someone has attention deficit disorder, or autism, or some other mental health problem that means that focus is quite difficult, then they kind of need that to help focus themselves, stay in the room. Otherwise, they'll get distracted. So, again, cater it to your players. So, in some situations, the phone thing and the dice thing aren't too bad, but as a rule of thumb, as a GM, you should ask them about that after session. Is it because they're bored when other people are talking? In which case, that's exclusively on them. If it's because they're having trouble focusing, that's fine. You can dice stack, you can pull your phone out to check your emails, if that helps you stay in the room. And that's the most important thing. But with the talking bit, I will do a proper one on distracted players at some point. But with the talking thing, I think the worst one that I've had personally is with my main group. So the group that I talk about with Advanced D&D and other games. And the problem isn't talking over each other. The problem is because two of our players have to Skype in over the computer, and I personally have quite a lot of old tech. I mean, my laptop that I'm recording this on right now is about 10 years old. My tablet, I'm looking probably about the same. I've had that about 8 years. So a lot of my tech is quite old. So having those Zoom calls, if someone's talking too loudly or too fast in the room, it overloads the microphone in the tablet or the laptop, so then we can't hear when they're talking. That's the only problem with our group, but I've seen and heard stories of other groups where people will be like, and my character wants to talk to the innkeeper, and then suddenly they'll probably go, well, I want to talk to the innkeeper more! Or they're having a conversation with the innkeeper, and then someone says, I want to seduce the barmaid. It's like, right, we can get to that. No, I want to seduce the barmaid right now. What can you do in that situation? Well, what you can do in that situation is say, no, you cannot seduce the barmaid right now. We are finishing this scene, and then we'll come back to you. But she'll have gone away. No, she won't, because while this is happening, your thing's happening. Then it should be happening right now. No, because we're finishing this part, and then coming back to you, and then you two can cross the information you have in-game. Well, we'll already know it. We're listening to it right now. That's called metagaming, which is something else. Basically, be respectful, let everyone have their scene, and then just play it. And as a GM, what I would recommend is take the reins a little bit, just a little bit. If someone is talking too much, or if someone is seen pulling a bit, just go, give me a second, let me finish what's happening now, and then you will have my full attention. If they are still not happy with that, that is a problem player, and they need to be dealt with. But they need to be dealt with away from the table. So, I hope this helps a little bit. Like and subscribe, and tell me what you think. Bye.